a show about pawn stories, you know, crazy stories that come out of the pawn shop here at SUPERPAWN. And I was just wondering if you had any. Like funny, historical, all kinds of stories.
One of the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitive posters featuring the late Osama bin Laden. Very cool piece, certainly a part of history that makes many of us speechless. Certainly no event like this has ever happened, no person like this has existed in recent memory. So it's really nice that someone brought this to us and we were able to give them a fair price, and now we have it, and we can't bear to sell it just yet. You know, some things you like to keep around because it reminds you of things that are really important. This is one of those things. Let's see, the most unusual item that someone brought to us. I would have to say it was a time back in about 1999. And in those days, the early days of SUPERPAWN, I was working by myself, and then once in a while we'd have someone come in the afternoon to help. But there I was, standing at the front counter, waiting for a customer to come in, and in walked someone I knew and recognized. And he pulled out of his coat a 4-foot-long pork loin, straight from Giant Food. And so, you know, my first inclination in my mind was, we're not going to buy this pork loin. And then some instinctive nature told me to touch it to see if it was still cold. And it was still cold. And I thought, wow, that's the biggest pork loin I've ever seen. Well, we respectfully declined to buy that pork loin on that day.
Bring your gold to SUPERPAWN.
SUPERPAWN's the best.
They take care of you and they have the best customer service.
At SUPERPAWN, you always get respect.
And we always pay cash.
What are you, John Wayne? What are you, John Wayne? Another item that's kind of neat and historical is this button. You know, I hear a lot of people today who don't know much about Martin Luther King because, you know, it's ancient history to some and it's recent history to others. And I'm sure to many it was like it just happened yesterday because they were there. So to have this button is really something. The struggle for equality and against racism and discrimination hasn't ended to this day. You know, the fact is there have been perpetrators and there have been victims. At times, the victims have themselves been perpetrators of other violence, and it's a sad cycle. But this day marked the greatest turning point in that struggle that we've ever had. And to have a button that was there on that day it's why we're here. It's why we do what we do. You know, it's to help people and to preserve history and to say, hey, wow, that's really cool. Pawn Shop Politics is an exploration into the minds of our customers.
So even John Wayne agrees with me that Lionels are the best trains in the world. You know, Lionel has been around since the turn of the century. That's right, the early 1900s. Lionel's been.
I want answers.
You want answers?
I want the truth.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. The truth is that deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on this counter. You need me on this counter. We use words like, how much would you like? And walk up in the pawn shop, right? I say, how about y'all give me for a gold coin, right? Dude said, how much you want? I said, I know what it's worth.